Okay, so the recording is back on, just so you know. All right, so let's take we need to create IB outlets for these text fields. So control drag over to the add task view controller. And I bet we didn't hook that bad boy up. So we got to go select in the storyboard, select it, and then we're going to need to change the type of it to be add task view controller instead of just regular view controller. And then you should be able to do the control drag. And we'll call it.
Hey, look at that. What are we naming the button?
I'm going to name it text task.
What did we forget to? We've had to link it up there.
I don't know what you did.
You went to the here, the view controller, and changed it to add task.
Too late, Isaiah. That's a point for the old guys.
That was not how
I said it before you showed it though.
Yeah, but he initiated it. You just kind of snuck in there.
So where did you do that? I'm sorry.
Oh, there goes that. There goes that point.
It's this one here. You want to click on the view controller. This is the add task view controller.
Yeah. Okay, so then go to this thing.
add one for each of the text box
Just
and then
change
button.
all things.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't need one for the button. So do one for the priority text field as well. And that's text priority.
Can we do the one for the button just for the heck of it?
If you really want, you can do it. All I really care about is the action, so that when they press it, something happens. So I'm going to do the IB action. Is a UA button, and I'm just going to call it button save pressed.
What the? Well, that was crazy.
What's going on?
Nothing. No.
This is craziness. What in the?
No, I guess I didn't.
Okay, so I didn't do
No,
something.
he's got
This isn't right. No, it's not. It's not the right thing here.
this.
You want it to be action, it's a button. And what did you call yours button?
My button? I didn't call it anything. I just created an action, and I called button save pressed.
Button save pressed. I've got it now.
Did that. And then away.
When they press le bouton.
A bouton.
Le bouton. You guys ready?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so we are in a different view controller now, so we don't have our handy dandy global context. So I'm going to recreate it. Come on, application dot shared
That's
dot delegate as app delegate dot persistent container dot view context there. So this happens when they save it. We get a handle to the context, and then we're going to need to fix that. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. There. All right. We have our context. Now we can say let tasks equal another enhancement that they made. And you notice when you type the word task, the type task, it gives you this entity description and all that. That's what we used before when we were doing an insert into. All we want is this, the context. And we have our context that we just created. So this just basically gives it an instance of itself using the context. Then we can set the properties, task.name, equals txt or text, rather task.text, not color text. Oh wait, it wasn't name, it was task. I keep forgetting that. Task.task. There we go.
So crazy, man.
I know, it's just tomfoolery. Task.priority equals text priority dot text.
That was weird.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little different save. We're gonna do the this guy. Just copy this app delegate stuff. Paste
Why
it
is every
in.
time I do task, it doesn't like that?
What did you name your button, your text task? Your text string?
Text field.
Yeah, what did you give it a different name?
It's on the same page.
Right above.
It's that one. Yeah.
But you're not doing this in this one. That's where you wanna be doing this, is in the button. Everything he just did was in the button.
Yeah, this is something different.
Huh?
See,
That's the interface.
right over here.
What?
It's there. Text task.
Oh,
He didn't like it. This is wrong. I see the problem. I see the problem.
Did you create?
yeah, he's got it as a UI view, not a UI text view.
Oh,
I don't know how he did that.
I don't know how to do it. Okay, we're fixed now.
okay. So then I think you guys probably missed this last line that I added here. Isaiah's got it. That doesn't earn you any extra points, but
Just repeating it, or?
no, no, it's not. We're doing. This is a method on the
Oh,
an
that's the
app
same
delegate.
context.
Yeah. That saves off the context. And then finally, when we're done, we want to pop back to the other view controller. So we say self.navigation, oops, controller dot pop view controller animated.
Yeah, the chance of this working is about none right now.
Now, if this works correctly, this will add it. And then when you get back into your main view controller, there's code in there, then the view will appear. And that's why we put it in the view will appear. It'll reload the task list because if you put it in the view did load, that only gets called when you first start the app up.
Not this. There's not this in there, it's just this.
Huh?
The persistent continuity copy, but it doesn't.
So if we run it right now, what should happen?
You should be able to go to your second view controller, add a task, and then have it appear in the first view controller.
I like the Sigabird air shoes. It's a good theory.
Do you have a Sigabert?
I'm assuming something bad's gonna happen because it always does. I just have a mild assumption, so I can hit the button here.
Confidence, Adam, confidence.
I'm confident it will fail.
Task name.
All right, do the add, task name,
So task is
Mo1, priority, medium,
this is ridiculous.
save. Oops. There it is, Mo1, medium.
And the priority is high. Oh, we gotta get the keyboard done. Yep, I got a Sigabird. I knew it.
Watch Packer game,
Show up on the second screen.
priority, low.
I had saved mine game here.
Did you set your watch Packer game priority to high? That would be probably why.
No, I knew I got a Sigabird. I think I know why.
You think so?
Yeah, because I was having issues when I did this thing here, when I go over here to drag and drop these. When I drag this over onto this, it had some issues. So I think it's gonna create, I got an extra one there, so I'm just gonna go to this thing. And
It might just be, let me go to a 6.
I gotta figure out how to find it
Right. Are you talking about what?
again. This one, yeah.
Does it matter where the button is if I put that under the view did load?
No,
So,
That shouldn't matter.
No.
Can I see your delegates off of the second view controller?
Oh,
Yeah,
It's right there. It's this one. That one. I knew there's an extra one.
the add task.
Oh, wait.
To the right, right? Is that-
It's like right there. I can't delete it. Can you go into the the view controller, the second view controller, and then go
main
to
storyboard.
main storyboard? The click on the second view controller.
It's dark with something.
Yeah, it's right there. It's messed up on that one. And then can you see go to the
The arrow
far
to the right.
arrow to the right, which is called the I think it's the delegates.
Inspector.
Oh, yeah.
No, he
No,
doesn't
that
view
one's
up there.
nice.
No, that one's the view,
Yeah.
not to the text.
It is.
Task.
That's what's wrong. This is what's wrong. This is different how you changes.
Oh. You have that hardwired somewhere maybe?
That's what I think happened. When I was, like I said, giving it error when I was doing this. How do I get this changed?
That's supposed to be view to view?
Oh, yeah, just delete it.
You can't.
I can't.
Is it running?
No.
So,
Alright.
see, that's what I thought happened. Is that
But where did we do that?
I did that.
Yeah,
Like I said,
yeah,
when I
Where
dragged
does
it,
he have that?
when I dragged it over here and dropped it, it ended up inside of the view to load.
click on your, click in here.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I'm not getting,
Not the very top, but down inside. Alright.
it's not saving.
Yeah, I think you're still getting on the. Yeah, see, this should not be,
Alright,
that should be a view.
Right.
So,
Can you right click that and change?
get rid of that.
This one here?
Yeah,
Okay.
alright, now, it's now it says view again.
Now go back to the.
Now create the correct output.
But I don't know which one's right.
Well,
Your text task, you need to do,
So let me see which I'm missing here. Text pack, so it's text, this just one here.
yeah,
And I need to drop that, which I already have one here.
so you have to delete that.
Yeah, I'll delete that one. So this, I'm not sure it's gonna like that. I should probably delete it first.
Probably should.
yeah, you got an error type there, so you're gonna have to delete the,
I told you. So I'm gonna go in here and delete,
You gotta delete this one.
yeah, I'm just gonna delete both.
you wanna do it in the file you're in,
Well, 'cause
you
I'm
just
gonna-
delete both of them, okay,
Yeah.
just close that.
Shh, starting over. Cause like I said, when I came over, I'm like, I bet it's gonna cause an error. So now when I come in here, and I wanna go over this type of thing here. Check.
Well, first you wanna get your source file up.
This is right now.
That's correct, yeah.
I need to delete that one.
Delete that, yeah.
Cause it's gonna do a second one.
Now recreate it. Make sure you have,
Why is it so blurry? So now what I do, now it should work.
What's blurry?
That.
yes, cause it's shrunken, you don't have it at 100%.
Yeah, so now I should be good.
Yeah.
See, I got this
um,
weird error though.
Yeah, don't worry about that right now.
Okay, so now when I should run it, it shouldn't.
It might, you might get a problem with that button press, but we'll see.
What does it say?
Because it was saying zero.
It's,
These always say interact.
yeah, close that, actually.
Okay, I saved it.
See, I told you, I'm like, I know I got an error when I started there, so let's try.
What are you doing? Breaking things.
Task. Hey, look at that. It works.
Yeah,
Save. There, now it works. Yeah. I thought that might be
see,
the
he
problem with
doesn't
that
have
task.
lines either, but how come? Exit that one, go to your.
I want to just do it.
Okay, so real quick before we wrap
So
it
what
up,
was that that 3%? I knew it as soon as I did it, I'm like, it's 0%. I already know I'm gonna have 0%, because it gave me an error instantly.
yeah,
And I'm like, I need to go delete that. I'm like,
Nice.
maybe it'll let me just copy and paste
no,
it. So,
not when you're working with storyboard stuff, it never lets you do that.
yeah, that's kind of what I guess. So I'm like, I bet it's gonna just break.
Okay, so we need to do the,
3%.
last thing we're gonna do is the in-place editing, which basically will amount to deletion. So let's go into the main storyboard, slowly at them,
Bar button there.
Don't
and
delete it.
let's go to the, we want the prototype cell, task cell, and all right. And the properties of the table view cell,
Where are you under? Oh, view controller.
I am in the first one in the table view cell.
Task cell?
Into all editing, okay, so that's fine. Selection blue, accessory, editing accessory. We can set this to a disclosure indicator. All right, so that's gonna mean that that's an editable row.
Disclosure indicator,
Under editing.
editing accessory.
Make sure user interaction is enabled. And then
Where's
in the
that one?
It's down probably. Underneath the
Got it.
view,
in the let's see here, in the table view itself. So if you select the actual table view and go over to the table view properties, there is a editing, and you want to change it from no selection during editing to single selection during editing.
Okay.
And then that's all you have to do with the storyboard. And then if you go back to the view controller source file, we have to add a couple of methods in here. And the first one is going to be can edit row at. This just returns a true, which means we can edit. And the next method we want to do is, let's see if I can just call it editing style. Editing
style for our row. Row at.
editing style for row at, that bottom one there. All right, so then what we want to do in here is we're going to check to see if editing style I think that's what it's called, right? Editing style equals dot delete. I think I got something wrong here. Editing style for row.
Well, I have way something different than that.
Let's see, table view, editing style. No, this is, yeah, I'm gonna delete this guy. This is not the one I want. Oops,
Pull function.
wrong function, yeah. One of the myriad of functions is not right. Table view, it should be commit editing style. Let's see, I wonder if I type,
It's in there if you just type it.
Commit. If you just type commit, it comes up.
yep, there it is. That's the guy. All right, if, now I can type that, if editing style equals dot delete.
Hey, what you know what?
Yes, Apple just loves overloaded method names and stuff with really, really long names.
Tell me they get paid by the character.
I think they do. Let task equals tasks index path that row. Get a handle to our task. And then this is real simple because we have our global context in this view controller. We can just say context.delete. Now you might think that that actually deletes it, but in fact it does not. And this, oddly enough, you can just call it delete, and if it fails, it doesn't cause your app to crash, so we don't have to wrap that in a do catch. But we do need to do this, UI application dot shared dot delegate as app delegate. dot save context. That actually does the act of committing the delete.
You need another parentheses at the end.
I don't think so. Now, you don't have to wrap the delete in a do try, but you do have to do the fetch request in a do try. So we do, because this one throws. So a method that is marked as throws, you have to do this way. Equals try context.fetch. So what we're doing is we're reloading the table after we've deleted that one, so it gets refreshed. Whoops. Task. Fetch request. That handy new method added. And then we catch that. There. There. So that should be all we need to do. And then if we run that guy, we shall see what happens here.
Oh.
All right, so if you swipe it, you should get this little delete thing now.
Yeah, I got a fail.
Indeed, I do too.
4 out of 5. Can I be the only one?
Glenn's holding out hope.
It's not doing it.
Try to delete that.
Index out of range.
Failure.
That's delete.
I did.
It didn't. You swiped.
I swiped and then hit delete. I'll show you. I'll prove it. Okay, watch. Oh, my tasks are all gone though.
Wiped them all out, huh?
It did.
Would that be self.context delete?
No, it should, because we define context up here. That's this guy.
See, watch,
I see it.
watch.
I'll try running
Doesn't
again.
do anything.
You flip it again.
No, because it has something to do with the second row.
Flip it again.
I only deleted one of mine. I'm gonna go ahead and add
Yeah,
one.
but if you do the first one, oh, now it did. It wasn't working on the first one, it was only working on the second one. But now it stopped.
Team homework.
Very low.
All right,
Just swipe
so
off the existence.
delete that. Well, that's how it worked.
Is it because it was?
Except now it didn't reload.
That's because you didn't tell it.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't tell the table to reload itself. Yeah.
You got to step over that task though.
All right. Table view reload data.
Where did you put that? Oh, you
Repo task.
Yeah.
put it in the do?
Yeah, I put it in the do.
Oops. I put it outside of the do.
It probably doesn't matter.
Let's
Oh. Priority. Hi.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, mine works now too. I don't know why that first one errored all. Once I cleared all the data off there.
Yeah, it could just be,
But once
sometimes the simulator, if you do the reset, if you go to simulator, reset content and settings, sometimes that fixes it, stuff like that too. Core data is kind of picky.
So I bet if we actually loaded it and then started it again and then try to delete it, maybe it's not actually saving somewhere in the memory. In the row, you know what I'm
Could
saying?
be, yeah.
Let's try that.
Let's see.
Super duper high. So if I stop it. Super duper. No, now it works. I got nothing, Sean, it works.
Yeah, all right. So we'll just chalk that up to an anomaly. But anyway,
It needed to be reloaded.
it probably,
That happened 5 times in a row.
Yeah, well, if
We
it
just
doesn't
needed to reload it.
yeah, everyone had the same issue. I think that we
If
said.
it doesn't reload, then it still thinks it should still be there, or doesn't re-index, or who knows what.
It's the mysteries of iOS. All right, so I'm gonna